Hello, my name's Paul Seehouse and I'm Professor of Applied Linguistics at Newcastle University in the School of Education, Communication and Language Sciences. In the Applied Linguistics section we deal with issues and problems relating to language in real-world situations. My specific area is language learning, teaching and assessment. And the specific focus of my research is how spoken interaction is organised as a complex system and how this organisation relates to the goals of the institution. So there are three main areas to my research: second language classroom interaction, the IELTS speaking test, and interaction and learning involving digital technology. So I'll tell you about those. In terms of classroom interaction, my work's summarised in my 2004 book called The Interactional Architecture of the Language Classroom. And the main argument is that the key to the organisation of the interaction is the reflexive relationship between pedagogy and interaction. So as the pedagogical focus varies, so does the organisation of the interaction. And the rest of this book provides much more detail on how second language classroom interaction works as a complex adaptive system. Since 2004 I've been looking at other aspects of interaction, for example code switching between one language and another and non-verbal communication, as well as looking at lots of new data about the new ways in which languages are taught and learnt, particularly in relation to online communication. So in relation to the IELTS speaking test, I've had 4 grants to study this over a period of about 10 years. So the first study looked at how the IELTS speaking test is organised in interactional terms. Secondly, how topic is developed. Thirdly, the relationship between the score a candidate gets and the type of talk they produce. And the last one was on what would happen if you introduced a 4th part into the test in which candidates ask questions to the examiner. And so I've got a book on this coming out in 2017 or possibly 18. And the final area of my research is interaction and learning involving digital technology. So at the moment I'm leading 2 projects which are funded by the European Union. The first one is on digital kitchens for language learning. So this was a series of 3 projects which started in 2010 with the French Digital Kitchen. 2011 to 14 was the European Digital Kitchen, and the current one is called Lingua Cuisine. So the idea is that you can learn a foreign language at the same time as cooking a meal from that cuisine. In the first 2 projects we worked with colleagues in computing science, and we embedded digital sensors into the cooking implements and also the food, and so we could detect how people were using those implements and food and whether they were following the recipe, and we'd give them feedback. So the current project, that's called Lingua Cuisine. We're developing apps for smartphones and tablets, so there's no digital sensors involved, and that will be available free. So you'll be able to upload your own favourite recipe in any language and record yourself giving instructions in any language you like and take part in an online community. And that should be available for download in early 2018. And there's a book out now on the French and European projects that came out in 2017, task-based language learning in a real-world digital environment. So the chapters were written by contributors across Europe, and we also did Korean language as well. So the other digital project I've got at the moment is called Video Enhanced Observation Europa, and it involves an app for iPad which was developed by colleagues in the School of Education for the purposes of teacher development. So you can video and tag what happens in your own classroom or somebody else's, and you can write your own tag set to reflect your own interest, replay and reflect on what's happened in the classroom, and you can share lessons with colleagues. And in that project we're rolling this out across Europe in 5 different countries. So in terms of teaching, I'm teaching 2 modules at the moment. The first at master's level is called Spoken Interaction in Language Learning and Testing Context, and that covers the first 2 areas of research that I told you about, classroom interaction and also the IELTS speaking test. The other module is for doctoral students only. That's on how to design your research, academic writing and publishing for doctoral students. In terms of supervision at master's and doctoral level, I can supervise in the area of classroom interaction, and students can also work on my current projects. So thanks very much for listening. If you want updated information, just Google me and have a look at my homepage.